Hey everybody, I'm Cory Bretz at Family Movie Storybook. I am a family historian, and who else is here today?
And me, I am here today. I am a storybook graphic designer extraordinaire. I love designing family storybooks.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here today, Barbi Braude. We are today talking about something that every single person we've ever worked with making a family history book or a family history movie complains about before they met us. And what it is that they're trying to sort out what are the chapters going to be in their family history book. And it can be overwhelming and confusing and chaotic. And I think it's a lot of the reason a lot of times people actually quit before they get started, because it just blows their brains. How do you parse all that family content, especially if you've been a genealogist and you've got 2,500 people in your family tree? Where do you start? How do you chunk it down? Any advice, Barbi, or have you experienced this before?
Oh, over and over and over again, Cory. If you go on to the next slide, I will show you a book that we have just finished putting in production, and it has just been printed. The client is extraordinarily happy. And why? Because we managed to find a theme that resonated with her. Her book is called Tapestry, and that in itself resonated with her because her family, especially her late mother, loved doing tapestries. So we took the theme of tapestries and we looked at what it takes to make a tapestry. When you do a tapestry, there are two pieces that go into making or creating a tapestry. The first part of it is the warp. The warp are the vertical lines that hold the framework of your creation together.
Those are the threads that go straight up and down, kind of like in a piece of fabric, right?
Exactly. Those are the strengths, the framework. And the way that my client looked at it when we were all talking, you remember, Cory, is that the warp was the closest people to her in her family. It was almost like the skeleton of her family. So it is the lengthwise longitudinal threads of the fabric on a loom, that these threads are held stationary, and the warp threads.
Hang on. So the warp in her book is her mother, her father,
and her siblings,
her brother, her sister Sharon, right?
Yes.
And then vacations and life besides school. Yeah,
exactly. So if you look to her table of contents, which you have on screen, you will see the way that she divided everything up. So there's the warp threads of her family. Then she moves on to the weft threads of community. So it's all the experiences that she had in her life, which become the color and the interesting shapes in her tapestry. So she talks about college and school years and moving to America and all those kinds of experiences that she had. And then she calls some of her sections, the glittering life threads of her family. So that's her family tree and some extra details about her family that didn't actually connect with her, but that were the like the sparkly parts now that she has children. So she names her children, and then she talks a little bit about her children in her book. So that is kind of the way that she pulled her family tree together. So now if you look at the family tree that we're showing you, you will see that her mother and her father, or I should say it the other way around, her father and her mother, you can see their family trees to the left and to the right. And then at the bottom in the green box, we have sorted the different her siblings with their extended families. So that is the way that she organized. She didn't organize her entire family into this. She picked and chose just sections that she thought would illustrate what her family had grown into.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the warps and the wefts. It's a metaphor for how to parse down the family story. I had one client years ago who she liked. For whatever reason, she chose egg cartons, and so you know how an egg carton has 12 little cups in it. Well, that was kind of how she decided her book was going to be. So we just had to fill the cups, and figure out what was good.
The cups.
Yeah, and it became manageable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so it's manageable. Hey, Cory, when you pick a theme that resonates with you, then you can start filling in the areas. Or some people could use a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's the pieces that fit together.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to come at this. Another way to come up with the chapters for your family book, Barbi just spoke about, grouping people together and the various chapters of their lives, which become the chapters of the book. But there's also chapters by themes. That is, that we might be grouping them chapters that are full of furniture, mementos, and collectibles. Maybe you've got another chapter that's recipes and those big family dinner photos. Perhaps maybe there's a chapter that's cars. Every single family book or movie I've ever made, there's always people posing up in front of their family car, and you probably have several or more of these, and people love cars. Anytime you show a car, people love it. Religious events, Christmas, Hanukkah, Easter, all the things that your family gathers for. Those could be chapters, literally. Weddings, oh my gosh, how many wedding photos and stories and invitations and gift registry lists have you got? Those could be a chapter in your book. Funerals, you've probably collected a bunch of celebration of life, cards that were given out when you go to a funeral. Those can become an amazing chapter along with the person that you're remembering in them. Things like birthdays, family trips, travels, pets, dogs and cats, and horses, birds, and even like gerbils, fish. It could be a chapter in your book.
I've seen the funniest cat videos ever, and dogs that are doing cartwheels. Those are momentous stories to hand down the generations, because who's going to repeat those stories in 200 years' time if they're not written down?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. And the challenge that most folks have is, they're too close to their own story. Most of the people I've ever worked with who we've made amazing films and books where the grandchildren were just oohing and awing, the great-grandchildren were thrilled. The person themselves said, "Oh, but my life is boring." And what it is it's boring to them because they've lived it. And it's their everyday thing. But to someone else, it is fascinating. And so, but sometimes it takes a bit of distance to be able to figure out what are the blobs of story that are in your life. What are the sections? What are in those egg cups? What are the wefts and the warps? So we're pretty good at that kind of stuff. That's kind of what we do all day, every day. One of the things we do, of course, is free consultation. You can set that up on our website. We'll have a link in the bottom of the video here. And also we find that most people are not naturally writers. Or they don't have the time, which is usually a big problem. And so what we do is we do online interviews with folks. We can interview anybody on the planet if they just have a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop or a computer with a webcam. We can actually gather those stories. We can actually approach a person's story, figuring out what are those wefts and those warps, so that you'll have editable text for your family history book, or you'll have video footage for your family history movie. It's really simple. And we actually have it on sale.
There we go. There's a deal.
Yeah.
Don't forget to take advantage of the deal, huh, Cory?
Yeah. So stay tuned for more of these videos. We can't wait to show off some more stuff and help you with your own family history project. Because at Family Movie Storybooks, what's our tagline? We're honoring the ancestors.
Yes.
And inspiring
inspiring the next generation.
That's right. Those little brats.
Yes. Those little cute brats. We look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah. All the best with your project. See you next time.
Bye.